I want to thank you for joining us, everyone. This is Jim from Wrapmaster, and I gave you presenter rights, Jim. So if you have something to pull up on the screen,
Okay.
that would be great.
So what we have is we're Fresco Food Service with Wrapmaster dispensers. We're 25 years in the UK and Europe, with 80% of the commercial market for film, foil, and parchment paper. So basically what we have is we have a better solution for those cardboard cutter boxes that everybody uses in the kitchen. And it doesn't matter what chef you talk to, they can tell you all their cuts. They can tell you how disgusting they are, the duct tape they use. So we have a better solution for that. So basically what we're offering is a turnkey dispensing system for film, foil, and parchment paper. We basically want to replace all the cardboard cutter boxes that your customers are using in their kitchen. We're basically bringing innovation to a category that hasn't seen any value-added items. And we're basically a value-added item, and we're price competitive to the cutter box and offering more value. So basically what we have is we have a better solution than the cardboard box. And probably for most of your customers, the biggest advantage is the hygiene and being able to wipe it down. And it actually comes apart in two pieces, and you could run it through your dish. Your customers can run it through your dishwasher. So we all know that those cardboard boxes get grease, oil, contaminants on it. So all your customers have these nice, clean tables that they work on when they wrap food, but then they take the box from either the bottom shelf or the top shelf, which has all kinds of grease on it to wrap their food. So we're basically offering a better solution for that. So some of the other advantages that we have over the box is, the first thing I like to tell people is all the dispensers have nice rubber feet on them, which basically means when you pull the product, those boxes, the first thing that happens is when you're trying to wrap something, the box either falls forward or it slides off, and then somebody tries to grab it and they cut themselves. So we have nice rubber feet. The dispensers do not move. And now obviously being easy to clean, sanitize, they're dishwasher safe. And then there's no exposed blade. So that's the other thing. There's no exposed blade. You don't have to worry about an employee cutting themselves, because as you talk to somebody, maybe the box fell off the shelf, they grabbed it, they nicked their arm, they got stitches. Everybody will tell you, anybody working in the kitchen will tell you horror stories about those cutter boxes. So we really have a better solution for that. And we're going to save them time and money, because once you see the way the product works, you pull it, it's a clean cut every time across. So your customers aren't going to have spiraling. They're not going to lose. We're going to save them 20-25% on usage, on efficiency, because our product cuts every time. You're going to get to the bottom of every roll. Most likely in those boxes, they don't get to the bottom of that roll because it spirals, something happens, it gets dropped. So again, it's really the key operator talking points versus the cardboard boxes is the safety, this concealed blade, the hygiene, just being able to wash it down, easy to wipe off, run it through your dishwasher, is a big advantage in the kitchens. It's perfect cut every time. you're gonna save 20-25%. And then the stability of the dispensers, and then it's 100% usable on the roll. You're gonna use 100% of the roll. You know, that was pretty quick, I guess.
Right. And anyone, again, if you have any questions, please type them in the chat and then we'll make sure we get to those. And Jim, I just have a quick question.
Yes.
So the foil and the wrap, those are all available through Gordon's as well as the machine, I guess you would call it, are all available through Gordon Food Service?
Yes, everything's available through Gordon's. So all our dispensers will either dispense film, foil, or parchment paper.
Okay. And are those stocked at all of the DCs? Do you know, Jim?
No, they're not stocked at all of them.
Okay.
It might be a day or two. We're in 50th Street, we're in a couple of locations, but it might be a day or two, because they're doing, you know, the shuttling and the hub and all that, so, but.
Okay. And then we do have a couple comments. One was looks amazing, and another, Deanna says they use them throughout all their buildings and her staff loves them. So that is awesome. So when, again, this is my ignorance because I'm not super up on this product. So when you order the replacement rolls, how many come in about a case, or how, you know, are there different sizes or?
So we pack ours 3 rolls per case.
Okay.
So a normal box comes 1 roll per case. We pack ours 3 per case. And it actually saves you, it saves the operator like 38% in cardboard. So versus the cutter box, which is an issue for some accounts.
Okay. Awesome. We have another Tony. They also really, really like your products. So this is awesome information. Do you have product numbers for them? That's Shelby. So,
Yeah.
Shelby, I can send that stuff to you. I'm assuming, Tim, or excuse me, Jim, all those products are listed on our program, our allowance program map. Are those? Okay. So Shelby, I will send that to you so you have all of that because I'll have it all on our program sheet. And I could probably make it so when we put the recording of the entire webinar plus the video that Jim's going to send that we weren't able to hear, I will include the information in there as well. So I see there's a couple more people who wanted those, so I'll make sure that that is included. Anne is asking what sizes and one for each item or duo?
So we have a 12-inch dispenser, we have an 18-inch dispenser, and then we have a duo that will actually dispense 2. So that's actually, so if you have somebody that does a lot of baking and might do film and then foil over top, you could actually dispense that at the same time and cover their pans. So you're eliminating a lot of either movement of the boxes or movement of the product.
Do you have a 1-pager by chance, Jim, that you could share with some of that, and then we can include that as well? Okay, perfect.
Do you want to see how the dispensers work?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Let me see where my. This is our duo. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so the duo, like I said, has 2. So it dispenses. So I can dispense film and wrap something. And this is how simple it is. It's always there, ready to go. You push down, and it's a clean cut. So again, I could pull film, wrap something, push it down. I could pull film and foil, and then wrap my baking. Yeah, clean cut every time. So if anybody's working in the kitchen, they're gonna get excited about that. So I actually have some customers that do parchment and foil because they bake with parchment and then foil. So you could do parchment film or foil in the Duo. And then we have a 12-inch, same snare. I just loaded with parchment paper. So we do a rolled parchment paper, which most people get it in sheets, but we do a rolled, unbleached, real nice parchment paper. Depends on your application, might be something nice, but you, again, you could put film, foil, or parchment in this one. And then this is probably the biggest one we use is the 18-inch film, which I didn't have loaded. How embarrassing, I'm sorry, how embarrassing is
That's
that?
okay.
I took it out for a customer, I forgot. So 18-inch film or foil, and it works the same way. But it's really about the ease of operation. What I'll do is here, show you this. So I have a 12-inch film there now, and it's really about the efficiency and the ease of operation because the product's always there, ready to go. You just grab it. It doesn't matter what size. You can wrap a cookie, you can wrap a pan. It's just so much easier than those boxes. So once you switch somebody and show them the efficiency and test it in the kitchen, they just love it.
I actually think I need one of those at home because I hate messing with my wrap box. That drives me nuts.
Send me your address.
Yeah.
You know, I'll throw this out. We'll supply some dispensers for anybody that wants to go out or we'll test them. If somebody wants to try it, we have no problem about sending dispenser to test, to try, because once you get it in your hands, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are they in the stores too, at the GFS stores?
No, they're not in the stores.
They're not in the stores. Okay.
We haven't pursued that yet.
Okay. Have you guys been through GFS for a while then, or?
About a year.
About a year. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going really well. I mean, we're doing very well.
Awesome. Well, we have one person who said they would love to test it, so I can get their information to you, Jim. There is another person who said she is ordering them right now, so that's amazing. Well, I thank you, Jim. If any of you think of any more questions afterwards, please let me know and I will get get those questions to Jim if I am not able to answer them. We have Tasty Brands, and Frank, I just made you a presenter.
Excellent. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thanks for jumping on, Frank. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. All right, I'm just going to share my screen and get rolling so we can stay on schedule. All right, how's that?
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yep.
Excellent. Yep. All right, I'm not out of practice after COVID. We're good. So just to let everybody know, my name is Frank Marino. I'm with Tasty Brands. I've been with Tasty Brands for 7.5 years. So we've been in the school food service for just coming up on our 15th year. So I just wanted to let everybody know. Here's got our website and any information you need. Feel free to reach out to us. One thing that, if I can, there we go. As far as Tasty Brands, I know for those of you that do know us, one thing you'll know is that we have a lot of stuff. So it could get a little confusing. I think we have at last count somewhere between 80 and 90 items. So one might ask, like, who are you and what do you do? And one thing that we've tried to do for the most part is to come up with some unique items that are really, that really push participation and really increase participation. that way, one, on the unique side, it makes it easier for the distributors to bring in, and it just gives you some different options to use. So we've kind of break everything out into 4 different product lines into how we roll. So I'm going to get started with lunch. That's just kind of how the natural progression of how we do things. For those people that know Tasty Brands, we are most known for our lasagna or pastas and our lasagna roll up, which was our number 1 item. We started with 14 years ago, still our number 1 item. One thing that we found was some schools that were having a little bit of menu fatigue with that product. And so with that product, we came up with a bunch of different recipes, which we refer to as our pastabilities. So if you go to our website and click on pastabilities, it'll give you, some different options for some additional speed scratch items. Getting further away out of COVID, as a lot of schools are trying to, hopefully you guys are getting, more filled with your as far as labor goes, and for those schools that are looking to go more back towards the scratch or speed scratch, we've got some great options for you. So all of our pastas come, you just add your own sauces to, or put your unique kick to however you want to do these products. So we try to have some great items that go with those, with all of our stuffed pastas. We've got some garlic knots and twisted breadsticks. The great thing with these products here are they pair great with pastas or salads. They're also all pre-topped, so really when they come out of the case, you don't have to spray or add anything to them, so they're consistent in all of your locations, and they have the same look and flavor at each of, whether you're in elementary school or whether you're in the high school. And I know a lot of the food service workers love them because, again, there's 2 less steps. They don't have to spray or add anything to it. They all come in one case, so you're only, as far as waste, you're only dealing with the case size of 1. Going along with the twisted breadsticks, I know a lot of schools are probably using some form of a cheese-filled breadstick. We put, what I always say, we put our twist on the cheese-filled breadstick by literally having a twisted cheese-filled breadstick that is 2 breadsticks that are just twisted and pinched. So it's kind of nice that you, instead of having one big glob of cheese in the middle, you've got two separate pieces. So these, again, same as our garlic knots and breadsticks, are pre-topped. So they, again, nothing you have to do other than pulling them out of the case. They come in a couple different sizes. We've got a 1-in-1 version, and then we have a 1 meat 2 grain version as well, just depending on whatever your needs are. Kind of going along on the lunch. One thing we've noticed is a lot of kids, the kids are just like us now. They're eating with their eyes. They're looking for different items that they're used to. So we've came up with some great breaded favorites similar to what they're used to getting in the restaurant. So we've got your traditional mozzarella sticks, onion rings. We came out a couple years ago with our breaded ravioli. Brand new for this year, we're going to have some new mozzarella bites. So it's a mini bite-sized pieces, which we'll have in a traditional mozzarella, and we'll have a spicy version of that as well. We've kind of tried jumping in a little bit to getting some additional spicy items this year, just because that's a lot of the feedback we're getting from a lot of the schools and students that we're talking to, is they want some more spicy items. So all these products, and if I didn't say it before, which I don't think I did, Tasty Brands is a K-12 only focused company. So all of these products that you see are whole grain. All of them will meet all the guidelines that are set for K-12. As we continue on with lunch, like I said, we've got quite a bit of different options. We've got our pizza bowlies, which we have in both regular and mini, or our pizza bowlie bites, I should say. Both of those come with the mozzarella cheese and the marinara sauce. Again, a lot of schools, most of you are probably doing pizza, if not once a week, maybe a little bit more. This just gives you some different options to kind of go with your pizza. Just a different way to serve it, different options to have. We've got a mini pizza bagel, which is similar to the bagel bites that you see in the stores. Again, it's one of those items that, especially the little kids, they love stuff that are handheld. And then again, things that are familiar to them, things that they see in the stores too. So that was kind of our main. It's literally it's pretty much the same exact product, but obviously whole grain and low sodium. So again, just a good way to switch up on the pizza day. Brand new again for this year is these new chicken pizza patties. These are designed mainly for the schools that are looking to, save on labor, and so these patties come with the sauce and cheese already on them. So you slide them out of the sheet tray, throw in and bake them in the oven, and then they're ready to go. You can use them in a sandwich. A lot of schools I've found have used the chicken parmesan to, if they've got some USDA pasta, they usually set it, because it's generally a darker type pasta. They'll set it on right on top of it, just to give it a much nicer and a fancier look to it. This product here is using, we purchased a ProView chicken a few years ago, or about a year and a half ago, and we're actually using their chicken patty for this product. And any of our products that do have commodity cheese are available to be processed with commodity. So this product you would purchase, we don't process the chicken, but we do process the cheese, so you can get your commodity value on that.
Hey, Frank.
Yes.
This is Tori. Are these stocked at Gordon's right now?
The pizza patties, they depending on the location, they're in some locations
But
and
they're in
not.
some. Okay.
Yeah, so this is our newest item, so most of them are not. I know when I'm moving back, looking at the pizza bowlies, I'd say about 50% of the warehouses have those. The mini pizza bagels, we're probably close to 80% of the houses have those.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
It varies by region.
I kind of figured, but I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is something that pretty much there's at least one of these flavors, I'd say, stocked at almost every single GFS house, and these are our anytimers. A lot of these they're familiar. All 5 flavors that we have will get you 2 meats and 2 grains. The real benefit of this product is that it comes in frozen. So you get a 9-month frozen shelf life on it, and then a 10-day refrigerated shelf life. So as far as this product goes, a lot of schools are using it for emergency usage. If you have a cold day and you're got a 2-hour delayed start, or snowstorm, but you still have school and your staff is running late, just good for emergency use. Field trip, summer feeding, all of that type of stuff. So just a great, easy labor saver. I always tell people they're not necessarily the cheapest product in the world, but when you take in the fact that there's really no labor involved in this product, it makes it worth it at that point. So, and then as far as other convenience items that we have a handful of deli meats, which are brand new to us. We've got some pre-sliced deli meats, and then we also have sandwiches that are available that we do that are individually wrapped. So we do the deli meats. We also do have our own bakery line, but then what most of the schools are using are already made sandwiches. So I will tell you our most popular sandwich is the wedge sandwich that you see in here. That is our most popular by far, but we're in the process of launching a new flatbread sandwich, and that we've gotten rave reviews on that. So I see big things for the new flatbread sandwiches that we have. But we do all different types of breads, as you can see. We do your traditional style bread. We do croissants. We have a brioche bun that you can see there on the bottom left. We do some waffle sandwiches. Like I said, flatbreads. We do wraps. So we have lots of different items. Here, as you can see, here's a list of all the sandwiches that we do currently, broken down by bread. So you can see, again, all the different types that we have. All of our sandwiches, with the exception of our wedge sandwiches and our wraps, are ovenable. So you can put them in the oven, or you can put them in the warmer. They work great as melts. So again, these are nice labor savers. With your commodity dollars, you can use your commodity cheese. And again, I'd say the majority of the GFS warehouses probably have a couple of these stocked and on hand. And if not, we do have a Gordon number set up for the majority of these items, again, because they're kind of sporadic in where they're at. And I know we've done some special orders for some stuff, but obviously our goal is to get everything into stock as much as we can. With like I said before, with 90 items, we're not going to get everything, but we're going to do the best we can to get as many as we can. At least give you as many options as we can. So, kind of transitioning from our convenience into our breakfast. Again, we do a handful of breakfast sandwiches, so some great protein items. I know a lot of the schools and districts we're talking to are looking for some protein breakfast items. So we have a few here. We do a turkey ham and cheese croissant, an egg and cheese English muffin. Brand new are the two on the bottom. We've got a new chicken sausage, which we've got one on a croissant with cheese, and then one on the right is a non-whole grain biscuit that we do offer for not only the chicken sausage, but we have a small one grain breaded chicken that will go on there for breakfast as well. So again, just kind of for those that are trying to kind of get into the more savory options. But if you like the sweet options as well and the non-protein breakfast, we do have some of those as well. Again, these are the sandwiches kind of broken down by bread. But the non-protein breakfast we do have a nice selection of those. Again, vanilla bowlies are our newest item that we have for this year. I know the strawberry bowlie, I want to say within my market, I know within the Midwest, I've got those stocked at I think 5 out of the 6 Gordon houses I have in my market. So that's a great option for you for breakfast. All of these products here that you see on your screen are individually wrapped. The waffles that we have on the right-hand side, those come in individually wrapped or bulk. So that way you've got your options if you're looking for, some schools are using the maple waffle to do a chicken and waffle for lunch, or just to do something, kind of change it up a little bit. It gives you a good option to do that. Kind of keeping it in line with the non-protein breakfast, our company just acquired, I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Waffle Envy. We just acquired them, so we are going to be providing those products, and those we do have stocked. I want to say there's at least 1 to 2 flavors I know in my area, in every GFS house that I have in the Midwest. But there's at least a couple of options for you. These are all 2 grain options. We've got the cereal blast versions, the 3 on the right hand side of your screen, and then the left, we do a vanilla, a maple, and a blueberry. The maple waffle is similar to what we've got a lot of schools where we refer to it as a walking waffle, because it's got the flavor. You don't need to add any syrup or anything, which I'm sure your staff and your custodial staff as well, and teachers, if it's done in the classroom, will appreciate that there's no syrup needed for that product. So, and then kind of to wrap up or put a bow on our product line, we've just started getting into some a la carte items. Popcorn is kind of where we started, and we have a few things coming down the pike that if we don't roll up by the end of the year, we will feature at ANC in Boston this year. We've got our Popcorn Indiana, which we've had for a couple of years, has done really well. And then this year, brand new, we added a hot chocolate flavored popcorn and sea salt popcorn for this year. Tomorrow is National Popcorn Day, so for anybody that didn't know, I didn't know about it until a couple weeks ago. So, but these 3 products that we have here are all Smart Snack approved, and they all come in display ready cases. So they're nice that you don't have to worry about stocking them on a shelf. You can literally set them at the end of your line, as you can see in the cases here. Pop open the front, and they're ready to go. So again, just kind of shows you we do a little bit of everything from breakfast to lunch to a la carte to summer to supper, everything. So with that, that's my presentation. I can take, I don't know if we're taking questions or.
We are.
How-
So if anyone has any questions, you can put them in the comment section. I do wonder too, Frank, is it
Mhm.
possible for you to get me like a list of the items and like what DCs they're stocked in, that we could
Yeah.
share that?
We're actually in the process of putting together or I should say updating our current stocking list that we have. And once we
Okay.
get that finished, which hopefully should be soon, because now we're adding the waffles on, the Waffle Envy products. Once I get that, I can definitely send those over to you.
Okay, that's awesome. And then I also see Megan, she asked a great question, what leads into what I was going to just talk about. Frank and I have talked about it before, but if you're not familiar, HPS has what we call our item ad system. And so if there is an item that you see that is not stocked in your DC, you can go in there, enter it. It's not the only way to get them stocked, but it is another avenue to help with that. If you're not familiar with the item ad, your HPS rep can help you, or if you want to give the office a call, and I will be happy to walk you through that. It is in our CAT system that you should all have access to. If you don't, we could talk with Kathy, who handles that. She can get you access, and then we can walk through that. I see Amy's asking when they'll be stocked at GFS. I think that kind of just depends on the region and the territory, and Tasty Brands working with GFS on that. And if Frank, you have any updates on that, if you want to share it with me, I can absolutely share that out with anyone too. So
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know. I don't know if what you see in the future, the crystal ball you guys have over there at Tasty Brands, you won't share with me, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got some things come down the pike, and yeah, and we're adding stuff all the time. So it's that's one thing, with us being K-12 specific. Even during the pandemic, where most manufacturers were cutting items, we actually added 30 items during the course of the pandemic. So it's just something that we do. And then, like you said, it's fighting to get the stocking. And that's one thing that we're working through. And that's again why we try to come up with the unique items, so we're not fighting against the next. We've got a handful of Me Too's like the waffles and a couple other items, but we've got a lot of unique items as well that we try to really focus on.
Yeah, and I work on those item ads. We do right now have it where we only send it over to Gordon's once a year if it's a non-stocked item in your DC.
Mhm.
Excuse me, but we're working through possibly opening that up to 2 times a year, which will be helpful for everybody. But it does help if it's stocked in another DC. If it has a GFS code, that it makes it a little bit easier because it's already set up. So
Yeah, if I were to guess, I would say probably between 80 to 85% of our products have a GFS code somewhere. So in one house or another around the country. So I mean, again, we are we sell products in 49 out of the 50 states. So we're prevalent everywhere.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, when you go to Hawaii, maybe I'll work for you in Hawaii. How's that?
I offered my assistance to our West Coast. They turned me down. So especially when it was 5 degrees outside.
Yeah. We have one more comment in here, and I don't know, Frank, if you have the ability to look up an item by a GFS number, but Shelby, she's one of our UP members,
Mhm.
is saying that there's a long-term out of stock for the specific item, and the
Okay.
GFS number, are you ready?
Yeah.
Is 875139.
I can. Oops. Let me stop sharing. I can look into that real quick. Yeah. Let me see what
Oh,
item that is.
never mind. I was just told that was for the other presenter, Frank. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm slow.
That's okay. No problem. But yeah, I mean, if there's ever any questions about anything, anybody can reach out to me directly. You can go right to tastybrandsK12.com and you can get my contact information and any questions you need. If anybody needs spec sheets, you can actually register on our website. And then once you're registered, you can have access to all of our spec sheets of all of our products. And then if you need a stocking list, just send a message on the contact and just request a stocking list, and we can send you the stocking list for that DC.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you to everyone on the call for taking the time to join us. Thank you, Frank. I know I gave you